So apparently, Discord is introducing new regulations. And these regulations, so to speak, are basically all about age verification. Here's my thoughts. How about you not allow your children on the internet to talk to strangers in areas where there are strangers that have direct access to them? Now, maybe this is a hot take, but whatever happened to stranger danger? I remember growing up in a time where it wasn't that we were afraid of strangers, it's just that as a child, you don't generally go out of your way to interact with people that you do not know, especially strangers. I also remember growing up in a time where I didn't really have unfettered access to the internet. And now it just seems like every child in the world, no matter the age, has complete and utter access to anything that they want on the internet, including things like Discord. Here's another hot take. Maybe you should raise your own kids. How about that? Maybe you should entertain your own children. Maybe you should take the initiative to regulate what your children are doing on the internet. And maybe not give random strangers access to your children. I do not think that adults should be policed in an area that was invented for adults. You guys ain't going out here and telling strip clubs to regulate what's going on there. Why? Well, because children aren't allowed there. Maybe we shouldn't allow children on the internet. This doesn't mean age verification. This means parents, don't let your kids on the internet. The only time my children have access to the internet is when I put something on for them to do that involves the internet. They don't get to pick and choose what they do on the internet. This is what happens when grown ass people that haven't actually grown up have children and then don't really know how to deal with those children. And then they just find ways to entertain them without actually having to pay attention.